Hey there YouTube, this is KServer87 again. I know it's been quite a while, but I haven't brought you a deck profile, mostly just because I've been waiting for the new format to come around and me to kind of finalize a build that I'd actually like to put up. And I finally got to that point, so here we go. First though, this is my custom mat I've been working on. My custom frog mat. If any of you have ever played The Witch's House, or alternatively called Maginoli, I made a swap frog based playmat with it. See, there's Ellen crying blood up in the corner, and there's Viola holding the swap frog. It's a little, to those of you who don't know, it's a little RPG Maker horror game that I played, and there's a little frog in the game that helps you out. And after I topped the region, I was thinking about how I wanted to build, how I wanted to make a custom mat and for frogs, and that idea popped in my head, and I couldn't get it out. So, and speaking of that deck, that is what I'm bringing you today. My updated, for the new ban list, Slushy Lancer frogs. So let's get into it. We have, of course, 3 swap frogs, 3 dupe frogs, and 2 Ronin, like I've had before. Had that for a while. But also, to top off the frog engine, I have placed Treeborn back in the build. And I'll get into why that I put it back in there in a little bit. Of course, you have your 3 Sea Lancer. Not much to discuss there. My 3 Tidal, which are all tin ones now, and they look awesome. 3 Slushy. You wouldn't run less than 3, of course. 2 Poseidra. Since I've gone down to 2, I've found that it still works. Between Tidal and Foolish and drawing them, I've been able to get them whenever I needed. So it's been working out at 2. I don't think I'll go back up to 3. And then here is the reason why I put Treeborn back in the build. In order to deal with like single Tidal hands, or like those hands where you don't get swap frog, or you only have swap frog and no water to discard, so you can't get an engine going very quickly, I figured having a couple single tributes and Treeborn back in the build would be helpful, and I immediately went to tournaments and I was proven right. So we have 2 Caius, and then also 1 Dark Death Spirit. Like, I was thinking about either I could do 3 Caius or 3 Caius and a Dark Death Spirit. This has been helpful so far, so I think I'm good with this setup right here. So it's just in my conquest of trying to make those non-frog hands better, just like Tidal, discard a single water and send a Treeborn in it, and at least you have some plays. 1 Gores. I still like Gores. 2 Valor, and then 2 Maxi. Normally I don't like hand traps, but I don't know, lately they've been working a lot better for me than they have in the past. So I think they're staying in the build now. On to spells. Very simple. 2 MST, 1 Book of Moon, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Gold Sarcophagus. Gold Sarcophagus obviously still for Tidal, and then if I don't need Tidal, I can always pinpoint, get Swap Frog, and wait for it. That's also been very helpful. Dark Hole is Dark Hole. Foolish Burial, I've seen a lot of people like kind of split on this one for Lancer. For Slushy, I would recommend it. Being able to pinpoint, send anything from your deck to the graveyard is very helpful, and I've had nothing but good plays out of this thing. Book of Moon, just because I run traps. I still run traps, so this is just it's just my pseudo trap. And I hate main MSTs, but with Vanity's Emptiness and everything's around, and I keep just losing to random local decks who just like play some sort of continuous spell or trap, and I just can't deal with it in the main. so I put MSTs back in the build. Onto traps. In order to kind of compensate for Treeborn, I've kind of gone with a very reduced trap build. We have 2 Mirror Force and 2D Prison, 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse, 1 Torrential. Just run 1 of each. And that's it, just 7 this time. Less than I do normally, but so far it's been working out. And onto the extra, we have 2 Gachi Gachi Gentetsu. I typically never go into the 3rd anymore with the amount of rank 2s I have access to. So I've gone down to 2 just to fit in everything else. We have 2 Herald of Pure Light, which has been awesome so far. Been waiting for this thing to come out. Being able to put Monarchs back in your hand, put used Lancers back in your hand is really, really good. So far, you could run 1. I put 2 in there just because I felt like I was going to need them, but I have yet to actually summon the second one, so we'll see if that lasts. 2 Daigusta Phoenix, as I've had before, still good. 2 Dark Mist, still personal preference. I like using the second Dark Mist. We'll see if that stays, though. 1 Slacker Magician, just because I run Valor and Treeborn now, just so it's an option. For my rank 7s, I have 1 Master of Blades, 2 Mermail Abyss Gaios, and 1 Lucky Straight. Now, with Dragos X reduced price and the fact that I don't have... Before Nationals, I had something I was saving up for, and I couldn't, like, justify buying a Dragos X, and I have some region, and that kind of went away. So that's not a problem anymore. So there's some regionals in October. I will be buying at least a Dragosac, and I think I'll be able to borrow my friend's my Big Eye for one of the tournaments. And then because I have Valor in there, I run 1 Scrap Dragon and 1 Crimson Dragon. And that rounds out the extra. And onto the current side deck. 2 Electric Virus and 2 Puppet Plant. Still plenty of warrior decks. Still plenty of random warrior decks I always see at locals. Big Eyed Spellcaster, Prophecies are still popular. Obviously, Dragons and Machines are really popular. Machines are always going to have somewhere in the meta, so they're always helpful. 1 Flip-Flop Frog, I moved it from my main to my side. I don't use it in the main too much except for certain builds, certain matchups, I mean. So it's just there for, like, mostly for, like, Evil Swarm now, just because it's a non-targeting thing that hits Ophion, hits Key Beetle when it's being safe zoned, or, like, dealing with Ophion in general, or, you know, just annoying stuff that I can't get rid of otherwise. 2 Messenger apiece to help with stall. Twister and a MST to help out the spell and trap destruction in the main deck. Then we have 2 Goes and Match, just because in Slushy Lancer it's easy to just go mono water. 2 Divine Wrath. And 2 Breakthrough Skill. And that's the side. And that's the deck. Alright, let me know what you guys think about it as I update my decks and test them out for the new format. I'll put them up here. And I might start doing some discussion videos soon. I've had some ideas in my head. I just haven't felt like I wanted to do them or not. So we'll see on that one. This is KServer87 out for now.